Hey everyone, we have the Lisa Eldridge Rouge Experience refillable, say that 3 times fast, lipsticks today. I picked out 3 shades, so I have 1 case and there's a shade in the case and then 2 refills. It came with this very cute little bag. She has these little bags. If you haven't ordered from Lisa Eldridge before, if you make a purchase of a certain amount, you get these little gift bags. And this one has, I think the best way to describe this color is black cherry. It's a very deep, almost burgundy color, which is, you know, very of the season. That's the shade of the season. And today I'm going to show you these 3 shades on my lips. I'm going to talk a little bit about the formula, and I'm going to compare them to the new Tom Ford lipsticks, which have fast become one of my favorite formulas. And the colors are similar. They're not exactly the same. I did look to see if I could get exactly the same matches like dupe for dupe, but to be honest, I didn't think that was gonna happen because it's really not that easy. And 2, you know, generally you don't have the exact same shade. So the lipsticks, they are a creamy lipstick formula and they are refillable in 8 shades. You can get your initial etched on the bottom, which I show in the picture. So each case with a lipstick in it is $59. The Tom Fords are $62, so I thought that was a pretty good comparison. However, the Tom Fords don't have refills. The refills are $30 a piece. So the case, as you've seen, looks like this. It reminds me very much, and I was talking to a friend about this, of the Estee Lauder, I think it's Youth Dew. Hopefully I'll remember to pull up a picture and show you what I'm talking about. Bottle that was around a very long time ago. It might still look like this for all I know. I haven't bought an Estee Lauder perfume in a while. And then the refills look like this. And the refills, again, they're in all gold, and they have, the caps are also in metal. So they're not plastic little caps. So you could just keep them like this. They look nice. I mean, those are the little touches that I was talking about. If you watched my Will I Buy It video that came out, I talked about one of the reasons I decided to pick up Lisa Eldridge lipsticks when I'm really on a very low buy here out until maybe May. When she creates something, she really puts a lot of herself into it, but she also puts the needs of her clients, of her consumers into when she creates something. And just this little touch of the refill looking really pretty and having a gold cap and having the whole thing in one metal, if I store this in a place that other people can see, let's say I put it on a shelf or I put it in a drawer, I have a glass tabletop, this just looks really nice and very pretty, whereas a lot of the refills that you see they don't look as nice. Now, again, I get it. You're going to put it into a case, so why does it matter? Well, if you're not getting a case for each one and you like things to be aesthetically pleasing, it's a nice little touch. And they're about the same price as all the other ones, so it's not like, you know, you're paying more for it. The case is in itself heavy, so it is a piece, like it's a piece almost of jewelry. The ribbing on the gold design is really very nicely done. It feels very comfortable in your hand. And then when the lipstick comes up, you see the Lisa Eldridge embossing into the lipstick. Now, the 3 shades that I bought are Simone, which is 182, Ashes of Roses, which is 183, and Lisa, which is 178. Lisa is the shade that, you know, she kind of said was her shade with her name. And the way it's described on her website is a dreamy, lightweight cream lipstick that glides on comfortably with a soft, subtly luminous sheen and a lip smoothing blur. Make Rouge Experience refillable lipstick uniquely yours with an etched initial. So you put the initial on the bottom, which is a great idea. I think that's awesome. As I said, there are 8 shades. There is 1 shade that is currently not available, is Bohemian Cherry. It's a deep, cool claret. And on her site, it actually says the shades, the liners that you can put with it, which I think is awesome because there's a lot of people out there who are like, well, what do I pair this with? And it also shows the corresponding skin enhancing tint that you might wear for the picture. So you can kind of see yourself in the picture and what it would look like on you, which I think is just, again, it's those little extra steps that she takes that I really appreciate. There is a color named Audrey, which is I think off of Audrey Hepburn, late 1950s, early 1960s salmon pink. There is Ribbon, which I think is like her, ribbon velvet lipstick. It is a beautiful deep red. We've got Medici, which is a cool mauve berry rose. We have Romy, which is a muted light cool heather, it looks really interesting. I didn't get that one, so that might be my next one. Ashes of Roses, which I did pick up, which is an earthy rose. There is Simone, which I picked up, which I think might be the lightest shade. It's a light tawny caramel. And there is Lisa, which is a perfect, lively, neutral pink. So like I said, I'm going to show you all those shades today on my lips. I'm also going to swatch them for you and compare them to the Tom Fords. First, what I would say is they do glide. I think they are really easy to put on. I don't see any problems with, tugging. I have very dry lips. I do have on, and I've had on for a while, the By Terry Balm de Rose lip, so that my lips would be as moisturized as they get. My lips are dry. And, I always have to do some type of balm. I do the By Terry's. I have a number of, balms that I talked about in the Sephora sale, the Summer Fridays. Love the Emile Cordon ones. The Emile Cordon ones are the most fancy ones that I have. They have great scents, great flavors. Like they're very shishy. If you're looking for like an expensive, really good lip tub, those are the ones to get. Hopefully I remind myself to put the links down below for those. All right, so ingredients, let's just check really quickly. There is Satyl dimethicone is the first ingredient in here. Then there's, I'm just looking, there's mica. Anything that I'm thinking that you might really want me to call out. There are, of course, dyes in here. I mean, but I don't see anything that's just calling out to me that, other than the Satyl dimethicone and the mica, that just obvious allergy issues. But I mean, you can be allergic to anything. So there is titanium dioxide in here. This particular shade has blue #1 and red #7. So make sure that you, always read through the ingredients, make sure there's not something in there that you're allergic to. 18 months and made in Italy. All right, shades. So this is the Simone shade, and I'll show you how it glides on in just a minute. But that's Simone. The closest I can find to it in the Tom Ford, I'll show you in just a second. And what I would say is it's a very smooth, creamy formula. It does have a similar feel to the Tom Ford lipsticks. I think it's a little less glossy. So I'm going to pull this out. Literally just pull it out. It's really very easy. And I'm going to put in the Lisa. Pop it in. And I will show you on my hand how it glides. There's also no scent, and there's no fragrance on the list. So for those of you who are concerned about scent. And then the last one, Ashes of Roses. So those are the three. Let's start with the Simone. On the lips. I'm not going to use any lip liner for the video today so you can see the shades. You can see the color of my lips. My lips don't have a lot of pigment, which is always annoying to me, but for the purposes of trying on lipstick, it's actually quite helpful because my lips don't impart a lot of shade, so you can get a pretty good idea of what these look like. Slides on smooth, no pull, very silky. And that is Simone. Next shade, let's do Lisa. Here we go with Lisa. Very much a perfect pink. Now, perfect, of course, is subjective, but I'm not a huge fan of pink, and I actually really like this color. It's not too Barbie pink, it's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's just a good overall shade. All right, last but not least, Ashes of Roses. Here we go. So, of the three, which one do you like best? I would have a tough time picking a favorite. I like them all. They're all very different. I did pick the first three shades, Lisa, Simone, and Ashes of Roses. So they are probably, I mean, they are, Lisa is definitely more cool toned, in my opinion, the pink. The Simone, I'd say the Simone is a little leaning warm, but it's not super warm. Like I kind of feel like it's a neutral. And then the Ashes of Roses that I have on right now, it leans cool, but I think you could also say it was a neutral. They're all pretty neutral. I mean, these are all pretty neutral tones. Like the colors, they may go more cool or warm on you, but they're in tone, they're more neutral. They remind me, the feel reminds me, if you've tried the Westman Atelier, the new matte lipsticks from Westman Atelier, when you put them on, they're like silk. They're the smoothest of any lipstick I've tried. Application of any lipstick ever. That's what these feel like. The problem with the Westmans for me is they have a clay in them that dries on my lips in a bad way. I think it's because my lips are too dry for it. But the application of the Westman feels like this. So it is beautiful in application. It is less shiny than the Tom Fords. It's that blurring that they're talking about. It has more of like a lip blush kind of feel. Not a velvet, not a soft matte like Prada, but more of a blush. Really nice, very different kind of formula. The lipstick shape is teardrop. Lisa designed it to easily sculpt the lip. The back top point of the teardrop can be used to shape, line, and add volume to the lip shape, and the front makes application effortless. Not disagreeing. The refill is made entirely of aluminum. Just seeing if there's anything else that, is just something I haven't mentioned. I have to say, it feels, there's a sheen and a glow to it that's not a shimmer or a shine. It's this, the word I'm looking for, blush-like effect. That's what it is. Which, by the way, is kind of like a new trend in lipstick. Overseas, we've already seen it. All right, so let's talk really quickly about the comparisons with the Tom Ford. So the Sable Smoke, I would say, is closest to Simone. It's not exact, but it's the closest that I could find in shade. And if you look at them side by side, you can see that the Tom Ford is a little bit more glossy, a little more shimmery than the Lisa Eldridge, but they have a similar coverage, a similar opaqueness, and the Tom Fords are a little lighter in feel. The Lisa Eldridge feels a little, not heavier, but like a little bit more of a balm, where the Tom Fords feel a little bit more like an oil. The Tom Fords don't feel like oil, but if I had to explain, the Tom Fords are lighter, more shimmery, and these are more balmy and soft. For the Ashes, the shade that I think is the closest is West Coast, which is my favorite Tom Ford. Dolce is also very similar. But you can see that the Tom Ford is more shimmery, glossy. And then for Lisa, I don't really have a shade like Lisa. So the closest I have is On Repeat, but it's not the same. Like I said, it's close, but I don't have anything that's exactly like Lisa. Here's On Repeat. Here's Lisa. So now again, I've only just started using these. You have to use lipstick a heck of a lot longer than a couple of days. But I think, like the Velvets, when Lisa first came out with them, this formula is for the United States. This formula, for the US anyway, and maybe the UK, I don't know, is somewhat ahead of its time. Again, like the Velvets were, and then everybody else copied. It's like a lip blush, but it's not drying. It's not matte. It's not even a soft matte. It's a creamy, luminescent. It's different. There's nothing that's making it feel drying though. Yeah, it feels really good and it goes on really well. And the shades are really nice. So I'm gonna spend the next couple weeks, months, using this with different liners, of course with Lisa's liners, and seeing how it dries down, how it wears, all of those things, and letting you know. But I would say right now, if you're interested in buying a new lipstick and you're looking at all the different ones, if you want something that is more like the finish of the soft matte Prada, more like it, but not quite a matte as that is, this is it. This is that in-between product, because it's not as shimmery or glossy as a Tom Ford. I love the glossiness of the Tom Fords. It's actually one of the reasons I really like it. But you don't always want that. Like sometimes especially on my work calls, I use the Prada Noisette. I forget the name. Noisette? I think it's Noisette. That I use like on repeat. It's one of the ones I recommended for the Sephora sale. It's a really good shade. It's pretty, it's like a neutral pink. And it's soft matte and it looks kind of like just your lips but better. You almost can't tell I have lipstick on. It just looks like I was lucky enough to be born with pigmented lips. This is a little different. This has more luminosity to it. There's a little bit of shine coming through, but it's not shiny. Yeah, these, as I've said before about Lisa, she does a phenomenal job of being creative in the products that she launches. I will have more soon. I'm looking to hear what you think. If you picked them up, are you planning on picking them up? And what shades? If these continue to wear the way that they have been, and I continue to love them as much as I do right now, I will probably buy a few more shades. I am not in need of lipstick by any means, but I don't actually have anything that's exactly like this in formula. The closest I have is the new Merit product, which is a lip blush that comes in the trio. And that one is very similar to this, but I haven't had a chance to kind of match. So yeah, that's the only other one that I can think of that's even close, that's in the US that I know of. Medici looks like a great shade. The Audrey looks like, I mean, they all look great. Again, I don't need more lipstick. Anyway, can't wait to hear your comments below. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye. And it is Bohemian Cherry, which seems to be the deepest shade. And it's just not, it wasn't available for the launch. It is a dupe,